Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. As you know, our Baltimore Positive coverage here always includes local charities and local stories. And you know what? I don't have this one on often enough. She does as much as anybody here in the community. If you know the Casey Baynes story and the Casey Cares Foundation story and heard her here or there or everywhere or around athletes, and Brian Billick was out with them 2 years ago, or last year it was now, and Cal Ripken and other athletes always involved. We welcome Casey Baynes on from the Casey Cares Foundation with the annual gala. So I always swoop in at Super Bowl time, and I love this one because it's right around the corner from my house. Casey, how you doing? How are things at Casey Cares this year?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on. And it has been a whirlwind year for Casey Cares. And it's only, the beginning of the year. So we're so excited. We added our 8th state that we're serving. So Florida, we are thrilled to be in Florida. And, of course, great timing because we can celebrate with all of our friends in the Grapefruit League and participate in all the spring training activities and festivities. So a lot of exciting things going on at Casey Cares.
All right, well, let's get to the gala, all right? And I'm going to give you a chance to tell your whole story. People don't know who you are. They will by the end of this phone call. But you've been at this for quite some time and a local. But this event sort of speaks to my heart because, I love music, right? And, I was a little old or young, for Studio 54. I missed it. And since then, we've been trying to sort of relive the disco era. I showed a picture of my 9th grade prom where I was wearing a disco tuxedo, I think left over from Jim Lang in the dating game. If I come to this one, I definitely have some 70s stuff in my closet that I can break out. But do you come up with a theme for Studio 54 and sort of a disco night, or is that more of a committee theme?
We did. The committee came up with the idea, and we always want to make every event that we do, we want to make it fun, because that's what our programs are about at Casey Cares.
Of course.
Fun, uplifting experiences for these families. So we want our donors to see that, too. So, yeah, it's a Studio 54 theme, and there's a contest, a costume contest. So I don't know. It sounds like you could be.
Is there a Tony Manero dancing contest? I mean, you could do a little Burn Baby Burn, Disco Inferno. I'm ready to go. Tell everybody about what this benefits on one night, because this is your big night. This is your Super Bowl. You do a bunch of other events. Every time I have Ken Singleton on, I think we promote you guys. And I know so many local athletes, baseball people have been tied to you, as well as celebrities in media folks who've tried to help you out. But your story's so inspiring, and I know this is the one thing that you try to get everybody together, but it's also the thing that sells out, too. So you got that going for you. It does sell out every year. So if you want to go and be a part of this thing on the 23rd of March, make sure you jump out to CaseyCares.org. But I want to give you a chance to tell the history of this thing and where the money goes.
Absolutely. So Casey Cares, we started it over 19 years ago because we were working on a wish with a child in the hospital. He wanted to be a race car driver. So there was so much hoopla and excitement going on. And in the midst of all this, another child in that same hospital who was getting treatment with this other child said to his mom that I overheard, "I wish I had cancer. Maybe I would get cool stuff too." And with that, Casey Cares was born, because I went on weeks upon weeks of not understanding why a child would wish to have cancer. And after talking to the physicians and the social workers, they explain they don't want cancer. What they want is the people to understand the heartaches and the challenges ahead of them, as this is a child battling for their life. So Casey Cares started with 3 families, and it's hard to believe that we have thousands and thousands of families who are active participants every single day in the small things that we do, or the meet and greets with athletes, or the big vacations and everything in between.
Well, I know on a daily basis this has become your absolute life's work. I see you around town. I see you out on the internet. We follow along. And it's not about one night, though, for you guys, right? I mean, you've turned this thing into an annual, it always sort of feels like a snowball rolling downhill for what you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, it's about families. And, my wife battled cancer, and I know you guys even sent my wife some nice stuff. So many people sent stuff when she was battling, and we find the logos, and I'm like, man, because the night you invited us out to your event, we had Brian Billick out, and my wife said, "Oh yeah, I don't remember, it was a blanket, a shirt, a hat, it was stuff that you guys had sent her as well." And I think you support so many people, and I know from firsthand experience what that's all about when you're in a hospital and you're battling, and you have that sort of a situation going on. That having people that care, right? That's the care part, right?
That's the care part. I mean, these families, they are thrusted into a life that they did not imagine. They imagined a life of baseball games and dance recitals, and now their life is needle pricks, hospital treatments, inpatient procedures. That's not what a child's, that's not what their memories should be. And that's where Casey Cares steps in. And whether it's those cozy pajamas that they can wear in the hospital, which is such a sterile environment, to make it a little bit more comfortable, or the days where they get to go to the aquarium and just be a normal family. It's those little moments and lasting memories that you and Jennifer know firsthand make all the difference in the world.
Casey Cares Foundation can be found at caseycares.org. I would just say this, my wife would go for a walk sometimes with her mask on, bald. We would take the walk, and I know you know the walk down there at the Kimmel Cancer Center from the 5th floor down, and we would do laps because my wife had to walk. And when she would see the kids, because the kids were in the other wing, the kids are in the wing that glitters. If you're familiar with the building, the blue and the baby blue and everything in that building, it's where the children are. But the children and the adults meet in the same outdoor common ground by the eating area where families gather, and you take your tree because your tree's connected to your chest with your meds and everything that keeps you alive when you were in my wife's situation. But my wife would go down there and see children, and my wife was fighting for her life and couldn't stand the sight of a child battling. And to this day, if my wife were going to do anything charitably, not just for the people on the leukemia side of things that she's battled, she would totally do it with an organization like yours for kids, because there can be no humanity in you if you're not touched when you see the work that you do.
Absolutely. And you guys know you've walked the walk, literally and figuratively. And that's what we do at Casey Cares, is we, in those new pairs of pajamas that we give each and every one of our families, it is like us giving them a hug and saying, we're here for you. We're not just here for you today, we're here for you tomorrow and next year and the year after that. And we're here for your mom and your dad and your brother and sister, because it truly takes a village. And we want to make sure that their hopes stay high so that their bodies are ready and able to receive the treatment. And that's what we're so lucky to live where we live. The community in which we live is so generous and supportive. Casey Cares couldn't do what we do without our community.
Takes a village. It absolutely does. What we do, why we do it, the families, about us, fundraisers, ways to give, which is so I'm doing Baltimore Positive. You know that. And I get emotional talking about kids and sickness. And my wife's 5-year is coming up in 3 weeks. 5-year diagnosis will be March 20th. So to sort of honor her, and my dad's 100th birthday this year, my mom, my 50th birthday, I'm starting to feel myself, Case. I'm getting a little older here. And I'm going to be teaming up with some really special people, the best people, the all-stars in my life. And I know when you founded Casey Cares, you found all-stars that were already in your life. And then from there, you found all these other people who were willing to help you, if not for a day, a week, a month, maybe you sign up for life to help out and be a partner in what you're doing. But I'm doing this Baltimore Positive thing, and I know one of your messages is, whether it's Casey Cares, whether it's Baltimore Positive, whether it's my wife's leukemia, whether it's There Goes My Hero, whether it's any of the charities that I do here on behalf of Cole Roofing. Billy Cole's my partner for all the community and charity stuff that we do here. He's a big advocate and all of that. But it is a tough time, I think, for a lot of people. There's some people that have a lot. There's some people who don't have much at all. I think it's in everyone's heart to want to help someone else along the line. But as you know, your whole livelihood is about, finding people who do have a little bit more and are willing to share it and give, because that's what it takes to run all of these charities. And there needs to be a message that it's not just Christmas time, it's all year long, right?
Oh, that's so true. And people need to understand that you don't need to give $1 million. I mean,
Sure.
$1 million would be great. But truly, those $10 donations, or coming in and volunteering in the office, or doing a fundraiser, if you already find yourself doing a book club or a wine night, then you can do it for charity. There are so many ways to get involved. There are so many wonderful and deserving organizations that need your help. So, and I do feel that once people get involved, they get addicted to it because there is nothing better than helping somebody in need.
I agree with that. You know, I mean, I would say all my Baltimore positive stuff and the stuff I've done with leukemia and running around in 30 ballparks and everything I've done with Bill Cole and what we do with the charity, you know, it really was born of seeing my wife in the hospital first weekend and what it took to keep her alive once she, you know, they were trying to kill her, right? I mean, they were taking her immune system away with the chemo, and then they hope to bring you back to life with new stuff. And watching all of that, watching these doctors and nurses and the army, the people that came in and cleaned her room to keep it safe, the people that cleaned the toilets, the people that were there for her, the nurses, the techs, the people that took her blood pressure, the people that made sure she had the right medications, the doctors on call, the doctors off call, the caregiver, all of the stuff that goes on, it really does move you toward wanting to serve others. I believe that you can't watch that and witness it without saying, well, I can't just sit here and talk about sports anymore, you know? Like, I got to do a little something. And I think that this is my way of doing it, but I think everyone is moved in a different way. And to your point, give $5, give $10, give 2 hours, come out, kiss a sick kid. It'll change your life.
It will. And what you do by helping to raise awareness, because we're still not helping every critically ill child in our area, and we want to. But we find so many times that people don't want to enroll in Casey Cares because they feel like, oh, there must be a financial requirement, which there's none. You can be the richest person in the world or the most less fortunate person. It doesn't matter. And a lot of times people don't want to apply because they feel like, oh my gosh, this is like a death sentence for my child. Absolutely not. A lot of our children in Casey Cares go into remission and they get better. We are just a magnificent support system that will make you part of a group who is also battling and fighting the same fight.
Case, how many survivors are you going to have at your event on that night? You said, you know, you're going to sell out. I know that room there, wonderful. She does a great job over there, American Visionary Arts Museum in my neighborhood. Come back downtown, everybody. We need you down here. That's part of my Baltimore positive movement. But it's a Saturday, March 23rd. The show starts at 6:30. I'm thinking there's going to be some food. There's some surf and turf, premium bar, dancing, Studio 54 theme, which means you get to get your Sharo on. You can roll your Burt Reynolds, your John Travolta, whatever works 70s free. By the way, Case, what's your, you know, what are you going to be wearing couture-wise that evening? What are you going with?
Oh, you know what? The verdict is still out. It's usually like a last-minute call, but there has been talk of, like, pantsuits. So we'll see it. But I do encourage everybody to get their friends, family, coworker together. Come on out, have a great night, dance the night away, and know that you're helping the children in your community.
All right, well, we're going to take good care of Casey Cares. CaseyCares.org, the way to find it. The event is the 23rd of March, but they do stuff all year long. Casey Baynes joining us here. Any other little special message you want to throw in here about anything else going on your calendar or stuff we can look forward to? Because you guys have all sorts of stuff. I see Cal Ripken getting involved with you. There's a bunch of stuff up there. People go up to the website, but what happens after this one? Like, let's say, for example, and let's say I know someone intimately that is not going to be in town on March 23rd who might be attending the NFL owners meetings in Phoenix that weekend, a guy like me. What's another thing I could do or be a part of if I can't be a part of this one? And I know you're dying to see my burn baby burn, but but maybe the next time. What's the next thing?
We always have so many exciting coming up. We have the world's largest pajama party, which is on April 16th. There's actually a wear your pajamas to work day. So that does exist. So we encourage everybody to get out to either do a pajama drive, to donate a pair of pajamas.
Casey, if I told you right now that I'm wearing pajamas, would you bet $1 on that? Would you give $1 to my charity if I actually am?
Oh, I would definitely take that bet.
All right, I'm going to stand up right now on the camera, and everybody's going to see. My wife got me these recently. So, yes, these are officially pajamas. I don't know what design or label they are. They're probably some Gucci Marshalls thing. But I am wearing pajamas. So I am already dressed for is it April 16th? Is that your date?
April 16th, the biggest pajama party. You are ready.
Where is this?
This is virtually, so it is everywhere. It is in people's offices. We have 76 companies already committed to participate. We have schools that are participating, and we have individuals who are putting together movie and pizza night packages that we will deliver with all of our pajamas to families in need.
I am on a flight all day that day from Europe. We're going over to see the man who saved my wife's life. How about that, right? So I'm on a flight all day. I'm on a 2-leg flight back from Europe, and I'm thinking if I could put a picture up when I leave of me wearing, I'll wear these. I mean, I probably can get away with this on a plane, right? I mean, it's not, it's plaid. It's kind of, I mean, it looks a little bit like a golfer, Payne Stewart look, I would say. I would say these are golf trousers if anyone asked me, but they're pajamas. Don't tell anyone. So on the 16th of April, I pledge to you, Casey Baynes, that I'm going to be social mediaing, and I'm going to make my wife wear some semblance of pajamas on a flight back. How about that? Does that work for you?
I love that. And feel free to do it before then. If you want to take a picture with your PJs and send it out to your social followers to get them aware of Casey Cares and a way for them to get involved, or maybe they know somebody who could benefit from our program.
All right, I'm in. Count me in. April 16th. The Orioles will be in last place by then. I'm sorry. I had to take my shot. You know what I do. I talk about sports. Casey Baynes here from Casey Cares Foundation. Hey, Ken Singleton, you guys got golf tournament. You got all sorts of things on the calendar. So I want to make sure that folks know if Studio 54 on March 23rd is not there, get your pajamas out and keep your calendar out for our friends at Casey Cares. Keep up the great work. You guys just do such awesome things. Keep those kids smiling. Keep them alive, all right?
Thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you.
You got it, Casey Baynes, CaseyCares.org. And Casey's been caring a long time. It's 19 years. I'm sure they got a lot of things up their sleeve for 2020. I guess 2020, right? It'd be 20 years, right? It's 1920. I'm just getting used to 19. I had to write a check the other day. 19. Weird. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. I'm in the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. I want to remind everybody, if you have a charity, if you have a story, if you're someone like Casey, if you know someone like Casey doing great work in our community, that's all part of our Baltimore Positive message, please email me. Let me know that story. You can hit me on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or Snapchat. Much like Mr. Angelos, I am a very available individual. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, and streaming live on our Facebook Live. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.